My friend, as well as having the engine misfire on this 6-cylinder M103 engine, he's got a problem. It takes forever to start every morning. He has to prime it and prime it and prime it and pump. So I said, let's do a fuel system pressure test. And this is my new version 3 tester that I build here in my shop. And we've got it all hooked up. And we're going to go over to the fuel pump relay. We're going to jump it, and we're going to get the pumps running, and we're going to build pressure, and we're going to see what's wrong with this M103 engine. I do not like to put the gauge on the engine because the engine vibration is hard on the mechanism inside these gauges. It's like clockwork in there. So just keep this off the engine when you're doing a test. I'm going to get a zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie that right there. And I'm going to do it in a position where I can easily see the gauge like that. Okay. And I can easily get to the valve. And I'm going to take the tank and I'm going to set it over here, just like that, off the engine. The pressure tester is hooked up properly. I've double checked all the fittings. And now I'm going to start the fuel pump. I don't need to turn the engine on to get this test. I can just run the fuel pumps. And what we're looking for is full system pressure. What do we got? Okay, let's take a look. It should be between 75 to 80 pounds or 5.3 to 5.5 bars. Look at that. It couldn't be better. Now, if the pressure's low, that means our pumps are worn out, or maybe the fuel filter is partially plugged. And I don't think that's the problem with this engine. Now I'm going to turn the pumps off, and let's see what happens to the gauge. Okay, notice that. It drops right down, 37. The manual states that this should stay at about 30 pounds for 30 minutes. So I'm going to look at my watch now. Look at that. It is 3:35. So we're going to come back at 4:05 and take a look. Or if it drops down sooner, we'll come back and report in. Looks like we didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I only had to wait 5. Take a look at the gauge. Almost all the way down to 0. Now this gives us a clue why the owner has to crank so much in the morning to get this thing started, or when the engine's cold. There could be 2 or 3 things that could be wrong, causing the pressure to drop off so quickly. I want you viewers to chime in. Let me know what you think is the problem here. What's causing this pressure to drop off? And how do we troubleshoot finding that problem?